Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. Get excited because KRL is back, and it's time for Season 3, the British GT Championship, presented to you by Kid Buyers, the Kid Buyers Racing League. And tonight it is Tier 2, Round 1. Numero uno here from Brands Hatch. And my goodness me, look at that track temperature already, 34 degrees. Which would have to be a world record for the UK, that's for sure. We're in the middle of a heat wave here, so it's going to be interesting to see how these cars react to those temperatures. But let's take a look now. We've got less than a minute to go in free practice, and it is a sprint format tonight, of course. 2 7-minute qualifying sessions, and then 2 20-minute races. Alongside me in the commentary box is Jason Wilkinson, multiple world champion. That's why I'm a commentator, because I'm not a world champion like you, Wilco. And also, V is for Voodoo, Nigerian Prince, also alongside us tonight in the commentary box. Boys, Wilco, you are racing, so I won't disturb you unless you haven't left the pit lane already, but welcome to you. It's good to be back.
Yes, it is. I'll jump in quickly before I have to do quali, but yeah, so, yeah, won the 2 championships and announced my retirement, and now I'm driving GT4 cars, so I've unannounced my retirement as quick as it happened. But yeah, so it should be a fun night tonight. We have a mixed grid, so the Tier 2 boys are in the GT3s, and we've got a few Tier 1 boys running the GT4s, which is what the British GT is all about, so it should be good fun. Yeah, nice hot track for the first race, and then it cools off to about 25 degrees for race 2. And yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome, and no doubt about that. Let's have a look. We're looking at Branchy 63 in the Bentley, the 63 Bentley there. That's a new name. Isuzu Brian also in this field tonight, the boss in the Lamborghini. And we are out of time. That's it. Free practice is done. And green light, go, go, go. Now, this is the part where I go back to the garage, of course. Bear with us. And we get straight into qualifying. And Branchy coming back out onto the circuit tonight. We might check out the calendar for this season. There it is. Big thanks to our man, Nigerian Prince Voodoo Cameron, for those awesome graphics and thumbnails for the KRL family. Very much appreciated, as always. So here's our calendar for Season 3. Round 1 tonight at Brands Hatch. And then it's Round 2 at Silverstone and Round 3 at Donington Park. And then we have a break before we go to Spa. Hopefully it's not as wet as it was the other night for the Formula 1 race, which never took place. And then it's Round 5 at Snetterton, back to the UK again. Alton Park Round 6 and the finale at Donington Park. For the second time in Season 3 for Round 7. So that is the calendar. That is the thumbnail, which we don't need to see. We're going to go right back to the action then. So already a minute gone in this qualifying session. Wilco, who hasn't left the pits, currently in P1, rocking the Lando Norris number 4. He's on the number 14, the McLaren there. Look at that beautiful colour scheme. Very nice livery indeed.
It's actually Fernando Alonso, Trev. Come on, mate.
Fernando Alonso. I forgot to carry the one.
Lando.
I've carried the one, haven't I? It's Nando, not Lando. And great stuff there. How could I forget that? Going back to 2018 there, but Wilco's still in the pits. He's going to have to get a move on here. Short lap around this circuit. Let's take a look at this track. Here we are tonight in Kent. Better be careful how I say that one, Wilco. But there we have it in the UK, of course, used as a grass track motorcycle circuit way back in 1906. I think it was. If you'll believe that, you'll believe anything. This current version of the circuit is 1.944 kilometres or 1.2 miles long. Only the 6 turns, I think, if I'm looking at the right one here. But former host of the British Grand Prix, famous win for Nigel Mansell back in the day, who also holds the lap record there at the older version of this circuit, a 109.593 on the 2.6 mile course in his Williams back in 1986. I think it might have been Prost who won that race on that occasion, but I wasn't born. But anyway, let's get on with it. So for people watching, do not be shy. We know that it's just me that's been in the comments section, of course, tonight in the opening few minutes. But don't be shy, get your comments coming in. Driver of the day, we're going to do all that stuff as we take a look at Cart Dude, the Taswegian there, who's sitting pretty currently. No drivers have set a time so far, but that is a very nice looking car, the Aston Martin Racing car there. Voodoo, glad to be back. Going to be a very busy night. It certainly is. Voodoo sending love through the chat, and fantastic stuff. Of course, we haven't been back, have we, fellas? Since we raised a fantastic job for our fundraiser a couple of weeks ago at Kailami, of course. Fantastic stuff, and for the Beyond Blue Foundation. So Cart Dude down there in 6th. Drivers just getting a feel for this track. Like we said, very hot track conditions. Air temperature of 28 degrees. Track temperature has gone up. Look at that, 35 degrees as the lap times are coming in at the moment. 125.170 for Kilroy in the Bentley. And then it's Binger. 1 second further back, the Branchy, 1.2. The Boss down there, 1.3 seconds further back. GRT, I've missed saying that, 1.9 seconds off that 125.1. So the time's all over the place at the moment. We're going to see who's currently on a hot lap as we keep flicking through here. Cart Dude, what can he do? He's aiming for a 125.170 as Isuzu Brian goes up to 2nd. Front row start provisionally for him with a 125.5. 125.6, I think it is. Here comes Jason Wilkinson, multiple world champion here in the Fernando Alonso car. Not Lando, of course. And look at this. Look at the cornering speeds around this circuit and all of the famous British names that you'd expect around here as he comes down. Pilgrim's Drop, Hawthorne Hill. He'll like that corner, won't he? I'm assuming that's named after Mike Hawthorne, the 1958 British world champion. First British world champion, unless I'm very much mistaken, but that's just my encyclopedic knowledge of Formula One, a sport which I love very dearly, coming to the fore. Mac Miller, the Mac Main, as he's known to his friends. They're just... Wilco doing very nicely there, letting him go through. A 124.618 with less than 2 minutes remaining in this session. So Static Hazard in that beautiful looking McLaren there. What sort of livery is he running there? Looks a bit like is it a Logitech sort of livery with the blue and the black? Not too sure, but it looks great either way. Kilroy then demoted to 2nd. Still a front row start for him. Then it's Branchy in 3rd. Aussie Thunder down there in 4th. Isuzu Brian now 1 second off the pace. Can he improve his time? No, he might be coming around for a final run. So a lap around here, roughly 124, 125. And with just over 1 minute remaining, these drivers need to find track position. They need to find space to get on their final qualifying runs if they are indeed going to improve. And Wilco yet to set a time down there in P13. Lucky for some. He is waiting. Is he coming around? I think of course he's going to make it. I hope you're going to make that there, Wilco, if you can hear me, but we won't go to him at the moment because he is absolutely on it. And this time around, Static in the pits. Binger has also returned to the pits there as well. The number 33 Nissan, continuing his partnership with Nissan in Season 3. Bit of a mixed grid tonight. GT3 guys, GT4 cars for both tiers, of course. And it's going to be mixed as we get into this new season. Like we said at the top of our show, don't forget the calendar as we wait and see who's coming around. We might just try and catch these guys on their final hot laps before the 20-minute race. The first of 2 races, like we said at the top of our show. We'll get back to that calendar in just a few moments. As here we go then. Look at these corner names. And Pilgrim's Drop. He comes through. Sterling's onto Clearways, the Clark Curve, and then onto the Brabham Straight, which is actually a continuous curb. And we've got a couple of yellow flags, or are those guys coming back into the pits? But here comes John, currently outside the top 10. He comes across the line. He's 9 seconds off the pace. Where does he go? He only improves by a 10th or so. And he stays in 11th. And I think that might be it. Branchy up in 3rd there. Who else have we got out on the circuit. Mac Miller still going for it. Another yellow flag. I think another driver's called it quits, but here comes Mac Miller. 1.4 seconds off, so the gap between 9th and 10th, 7.3 seconds roughly there and thereabouts between 9th and 10th. So these boys, 10th Wilco, 11 for Here Comes Johnny, 12th for Righty, 13th for Cart Dude. They're all very close, but one would assume that they didn't get a clear run at it in this much shortened qualifying session. Mac comes across the line. He can't improve. What about Wilco? Here he comes. I've got a feeling about this one. Time to get excited. It's got a bit of Ayrton Senna about it. Is he going to, in a McLaren, mind you, as well, is he going to snatch pole position or can he get it on the front row? Here he goes. And it's good enough for 10th. But that's it. So that is the end.
That's pole for GT4s, remember? We're about 8 seconds lap slower.
Of course. It's a mix. It's a mixed...
So GT4's about 8 or 9 seconds lap slower. So I don't know where Barters is. He hasn't joined back yet. So it's only the 4 of us at the moment. But yeah, pretty close, really.
Not too bad at all. There we have it. Wilco sitting pretty inside the top 10. A little sneaky nose in front of John 27. And then it's Righty and Cart Dude, the two-headed Taswegian, doing his thing. As what's going on now? So we're still in qualifying. Have we finished qualifying yet, Wilco? Or do I have to click drive again? Or what do we do here? Let's have a look. We'll just take a look at that Bentley for one. Look at that. The number 562 looking very nice in the beautiful British racing green. We are waiting for the first of our races, the first of 2 races to get underway. Here we go. And the countdown has started for this race 1 here. New championship, of course. Don't forget Tier 2 tomorrow night. We've got Tier 1 tomorrow night, Thursday night, of course. So 2 nights a week back streaming, like we usually do. Our beloved regulars, the OGs, will know all about that. But with 90 seconds remaining till lights out, this is going to be an absolute cracking race. First race of a new season. It's always exciting. And it's great to have everybody's company with us. The number's a little bit down, Wilco, which is not good. But I'm sure they will get better. And the numbers will grow. If you stream it, they will come along and watch. Comments a little bit quiet as well. But we are almost ready, Wilco.
We've got a formation lap, a new addition to this series. We actually got a proper formation lap this time, not the one we used to do in Season 1. So, yeah, you'll see us all do a formation lap, and then it'll grid us up and we'll get going. So, hopefully we have a clean start. We missed a few boys. Rick Oztek's not here. Who else are we missing? Well, Barters has disappeared. I'm not sure where he's gone. So, a few guys down tonight, but we should be still in for a good race.
It's going to be
I won't be able to talk too much during the race because I don't want you to listen to me shifting gears all the time.
Don't talk to me through the corners. Don't talk to me on the straights. Don't talk to me anywhere, basically. And 30 seconds. The countdown is on as Dazzler. And Big Dazzler has joined us. He says, go, Aussie, go. And Aussie sitting there in P5. Actually, we'll take a quick look at him at the moment. Mercedes number 22. Thank you, Dazzler. Keep watching. 10 seconds. The countdown is on. It's the final countdown. I promised I wouldn't sing, but anyway, we're just filling in time. There we have it. 3, 2, 1, 0. And the Universal Boss should get us underway. But like you heard from our man Jason Wilkinson, here we go. Kilroy leads them away on the formation lap. A chance for the drivers to get the tyres, brakes, everything up to temperature, get a bit of a feel for it, a bit like the bit of an install lap, warming everything up as they come around to the grid. I've got to say I do love these the warm-up laps. Might be boring for some. It doesn't take much to get me excited nowadays, but it builds the tension as we come around to the grid. Short lap around here. Like you heard me mention at the top of our show, but it is Kilroy. It gives us a good chance to look at these cars. GT3, GT4s, of course. As you can hear, Static has it there in second. And then it's Branchy. Good to see him as part of this league. The boss working beautifully there at his 290 frames per second. Then it's Aussie Thunder, Dazzler's man, who wants Aussie to do well. What can he do from 5th on the grid tonight as the cars? Let's hope it's this. all in a line astern there, all very nice and clean, very respectful. I'm somehow doubt it's going to be like that come lap 1, corner 1, but there's my Bingaling, number 33, Nissan and Nissan, 8th and 9th. Those two are looking very nice there, and a very British looking UK livery there in the Nissan. Then it is Jason Wilkinson, and Jason and John getting very close there on the formation lap as Wilco takes his rightful spot back ahead of John inside the top 10. And then it's Ridey in 12th. Look at that livery. A little bit more yellow in there, and it looked like that Jordan from 97 with the Benson and Hedges livery, the snake on the front, of course. Who could forget that? Cart Dude, the Taswegian, bringing up the rear of the field. Like we said, we've got almost 2 tiers tonight, GT4s, GT3s. A bit of a mix there tonight, so I'm interested to see how those guys go, having their own little tussle there. 5 people watching, great to have you with us. Don't forget, stick around, driver of the day, and stick around. 2 races tonight. We've got the first one, 20 minutes, then another short break, then 7 minutes of qualifying, followed by a second race here tonight to round out the opening round here at Brands Hatch. The first sprint round of this British GT Championship, presented to you by KRL. Assetto Corsa, if you're out there listening, please give us a retweet. That would be fantastic. Project Cars used to do it, didn't they? But anyway, Assetto Corsa, if you're out there, lift your game. Dazzler, the track looks like a music note. It certainly does. I think it's the treble clef, Dazzler. And maybe just check that out. But back in my musical days, but that's a story for another day. You don't want to hear me sing, that's for sure. As we are away, I've shitted on enough to you, and we are racing, and Kilroy streaking away. Go, 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 look at him. And he gets away cleanly. It looks all very clean there. Static Hazard, is he going to put his nose up in the inside on lap 1? I don't know, but Isuzu Brian says, you know what, I'll have some of that. Thank you very much, right behind his teammate there, Branchy. And look at this, how close they are. Isuzu Brian started 6th, now up to 4th. And that leaves the boss down the field in 5th as Kai says, go, go, go. Fantastic. And that is amazing stuff. Kilroy leads lap 1 of this race. Brand new season. Great to have your company wherever you're watching us right around the world. And look at this, Static Hazard under all sorts of pressure from Branchy and Isuzu Brian, 3rd and 4th. And Kilroy is off on his merry way in the lead. Love you too, Kai. Great to have you with us. And look at this, everyone getting away cleanly, as it seems that John's got a drive-through penalty for something. There's someone's gone off at the back, but it's Ridey, Cart Dude, John and Wilco having their own little battle, of course, at the back there. But we'll get back to that a little bit later. GRT in 8th, Aussie Thunder. And somebody's off. It's my Bingaling. Binger is off at the back. And Jimbo, don't forget to like Barton Motorsports. Guess who's back? Back again. Jimbo's back. Like Barton Motorsports on Facebook. Look at this. Binger, is he out of the race? Wentz, he's gone off, and he's not going anywhere, folks. And that usually means that is all she wrote when they stop on the side of the track and nothing happens. It is all over. Hello, Jimbo. Great to have you with us, forming part of the 5 people watching this stream. Exclusive 5 people. Can we get it up to half a dozen? We will wait and see. Static Hazard in 2nd. Well, I was talking about Kilroy streaking away at the beginning of this race here at Brands Hatch. But now Static Hazard keeping him honest there. Less than a second, that gap. Branchy in 3rd. Isuzu Brian 86 ahead of the boss now by some margin. And then it's Aussie Thunder GRT as they all stream away. Kohler Commando 13. Lucky for some. And gotta love exclusives. LOL. God, it's good to be back. And Albert. Buenos noches, Trev. I missed your voice. And the feeling is mutual. I also miss your voice. And if we can't hear each other's voices, you can hear mine. I can't hear yours. But it is just as important to keep those comments coming in because we can communicate that way. But lap 1 of however many laps we can get into this race within the next 17 minutes. And look at this Mac down there in 8th. That's right, as Righty, look at this battle. Look how close they are. It is Righty 9th. Can't Dude in 10th. There goes a bollard, but Can't Dude on the outside. Inside, I should say. Soon to be the outside if it keeps going like this. Wilco alongside him down the main straight into lap number 2. As John, he's got that drive-through penalty, which he's got to serve, and Can't Dude is off. And these Tasmanians aren't used to these hot conditions, are they? 35 degrees on the track temperature, Albert. And that is probably what caught him out on that occasion. Doesn't get to 35 too much down there in Launceston, that's for sure. But there is damage on the front of that Aston Martin car. A very beautiful looking car. Very beautiful looking man, I'm sure there, Can't Dude. But that's a shame for him. And the whole of the Launceston Karting Club are going to be devastated as here comes Righty, Wilco and John. But just drop John off the back of that because he's got that drive-through penalty, of course, which will see him out of this battle. But let's head back to the front. Oh, that was someone going off there. I think we caught the arse end of that. It was John who's managed to make his way back onto the circuit. These cars about 9 seconds a lap slower, of course, than the boys at the front. Kilroy in the, here we go, GT3's Kilroy there first, and Static Hazard. That gap is staying steady for Static. It's first, second and third separated by less than 2 seconds. Unbelievable stuff, third and fourth. Very nicely done indeed for the Bentley. I was going to check the teams. I didn't manage to get the teams up in time for tonight. Struggled to get it up for tonight's race. That doesn't sound too good, does it? But 15 minutes to go in this opening race. And it's $100 for whoever can take Righty out. Sportsbet, gamble responsibly here for KRL. And somebody, whoever's going to take Righty out, that is the question. It could be Wilco. It's not going to be Can't Dude. It's not going to be John, who's now into the pits to serve that drive-through penalty. So in the pits, out of the pits, back onto the track. So that is going to not do John any favours at all. And given it's a shorter race, of course, tonight being the first of the sprint rounds, it means that he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to catch up there. 3 laps gone. Kilroy leads. And Static Hazard now down in third. Stop everything. What's happened there? Static Hazard may have had an incident. We've missed this, but Branchy now up into second place. Static down to third. And he'll be looking to make up ground once again, but he seems to be pushing, getting everything out of that beautiful looking McLaren, the number 720. Not 720p, which is what we're streaming at. Only joking, says Jimbo. Only joking. Clean racing is good racing. I'm not sure why I'm talking like Albert, but I am missing Albert, of course. A huge Fernando Alonso fan. So when I see the Spanish flag and Buenos Nachos, I just get lost. As Static Hazard there, not sure where that was going, but I'm going to keep dipping my bread in it right throughout the course of the evening. Isuzu Brian is up into 4th position, so good points for Branchy and Isuzu Brian. Static Hazard is in between a Bentley sandwich at the moment. We understand, Jimbo, clean racing is good racing. We all know that. And look at this as the cameraman's struggling to keep up here as 13 minutes remaining. Boss in 5th, GRT 1.8 seconds behind him. And then it's Aussie Thunder in 7th. And then it's Mac Miller and Righty. There's a bit of a Righty train happening here, Jimbo Jones. I know you can see it as well as I can. But look at this. And now Can't Dude. That's given Can't Dude a chance to catch up once again. And look at this. Wilco is going to have a go. Co-commentator. Where's the co-commentator? Well, I can answer that question pretty quickly. The co-commentator's in that number 14 McLaren there, looking to round up Righty here. Let's have a look. 10 people watching. If you stream it, they will watch. And Wilco down the inside of Righty. He's had enough. And now Can't Dude. Pinchy. Down the inside. And he's off the track into the gravel trap. Not for the first time tonight. Has he made it back onto the track? Yes, he has. He hasn't managed to lose too much time. But this is unbelievable stuff here. Righty, Jason, and Can't Dude all up and about. And Wilco, cheeky corner cut, says Jimbo. And Voodoo, he is in the commentary booth. Voodoo, what can you tell us so far in this race? We cancelled pit passes. It sounds a bit like V8 supercars, Voodoo, but that's a story for another day. We won't go into that. But what action we're seeing right through the field here, front and back.
Yeah, it's definitely some good action here. I'm currently stuck in the parking area at the moment. They're not letting me go through. I haven't got me COVID tick. But from what I can hear out here, it's sounding pretty good.
Sounding very good indeed. Albert, the GT4 guys are a bit crazy. They certainly are, no doubt about that. But it is great to see very close racing. And thank you for that, Voodoo. A little bit sloppy from yours truly, Voodoo. It took me 35.5 minutes to throw down to Voodoo. That is terrible. But you know what it's like. We've got to have those COVID jabs, people. No anti-vaxxers in here. But the first one of those is on the weekend for me. And jab, jab, jab. And then the first and the second jab will come a little bit later on. But Righty and Wilco, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tense. No courts given, Lurk. And Albert is enjoying every second of this. Pure racing, real racing. And look at this, Wilco. Don't forget about the Taswegian with two heads. A little bit further back. I think I'm missing something else. In fact, I am. We'll get back to that in a minute because Isuzu Brian is now having a look at Static Hazard. Yes, he is. So a bad situation has gone from bad to worse. You know what I'm bloody trying to say, Voodoo. Nigerian Prince alongside me, as well as Jason Wilkinson, but we won't throw to Wilco, who probably can't hear us anyway, because he is all up in Riney's business like a cheap suit at the moment. And the Universal Boss lets us know that half the race gone, half still to go, and Wilco getting a little bit out of shape there, and Branchy in second, Kilroy in first now, streaking away. Look at him, 3.9 seconds ahead of Branchy. Isuzu now in third. So those two, I'm assuming they're teammates, Voodoo. They've got the same livery there, same car, same livery, just the different numbers. And they are they're sitting very pretty indeed for the Constructors' Championship with less than 10 minutes remaining in this race. Get those comments coming in, people. I know that you're out there, Albert. And Albert left a comment a little bit earlier saying the GT4 guys are a little bit crazy. Let me know what crazy is in Spanish, because I will use it from now on. But 7 laps gone and a few more laps to go in the remaining 9 minutes of this one. Branchy in second, and then it's Isuzu in third, the Boss in fourth. But for how long? Because GRT is a kitten's whisker behind him. Thank you for that, Richie. And these boys are getting very close. I don't know whether you can see that or not, Voodoo, but there's a few possible track limits. I'm not sure whether we're giving out track limit warnings, but some of these boys are getting very, very close to these curbs on the track. So they're just pushing to the limit, but that's what you'd expect from these guys, Voodoo. They are racers at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Throughout the back section here at Brands Hatch, you can take quite a bit of that curb. But you take a little bit too much, it unsettles the car. And that's very similar to grabbing a little bit of the grass too. You'll find yourself very, very quickly into the barrier.
Into the barrier, and it's hard to come back from that. So sneaky stuff, insider knowledge there from our resident champion. And Static, wow, he's dropped behind Aussie Thunder now, so he is falling through the field. He was up in second, started second, now down in seventh. We didn't see what happened to him, but there's so much action in this field, we've probably missed something because Cart Dude now ahead of them. Pinchy, he's taken that position. Look at this, the GT4 guys. So it's Cart Dude leading that pack. And then Wilco not too far behind him. Righty now at the back of that pack. And John 2 laps down. It is a short lap around here. But John, who did have that drive-through penalty, as I saw him go off the track, I didn't see him come back on. And the Boss. There's an incident. The Boss coming back onto the track. All out of shape there. He looked all at sea. And this is an old school circuit, as we all, and that's what we know and love. No runoff areas here. If you get loose, and you lose the back end, you lose the front. If you go off the track, either way you look at it, you are going to hit something, get onto the grass, or get into the gravel trap. And like we keep saying, there is no coming back from that. 6 people watching, 6 minutes to go in this race. How good is this? Hope you're enjoying it. And Cart Dude is facing the wrong way at whatever turn that is. Halewoods Hill. Druids, I think it is. I beg your pardon. The track map's up the wrong way. But what happened there? I didn't see what happened, Voodoo. But Cart Dude all out of shape. And for the second time in this race, it's going to be hard for him to come back from that.
Yeah, from what I could see, it looked like there might have been a little bit of assistance. But there is a little bit of a speed difference between the GT3s and the GT4s. So some of that could have come into play there.
And it's a few seconds a lap. The marshal waving the white flag. I don't think Cart Dude's ready to surrender just yet. But that Aston Martin is looking a little bit worse for wear. John getting out of the way there of somebody. But let's have a look. Let's recap. If you're just joining us here, it is Kilroy leading the way. It is Bentley 1, 2, 3. And Kilroy, Branchy, Isuzu, Brian. So the top 3 looking fairly settled at the moment. And then it's GRT. Oi! Oi! He's looking for that final podium position. And look at this. He is right up in Isuzu Brian's business there. You can see that that gap, nothing with 5 minutes remaining. And the boss, who's had a couple of incidents, we saw the incident, I think it was on the last lap where he got all out of shape towards in the final sector there. And he's managed to just keep it together, which is very impressive. Still sitting in 5th position. And who knows if GRT and Isuzu come together, anything could happen. And it usually does. Aussie Thunder, not too bad. Haven't called his name too much this evening, but he's sitting in 6th. And then it's Mac Miller in 7th. Static has it all the way down in 8th. So he's dropped right down the field, hasn't he? 2nd, 3rd, 4th. He fell right through the field. And he may be carrying some damage in that McLaren. As the boss has made a move on GRT. Look at this! We've got 3rd, 4th and 5th. The battle is on with 4 and a bit minutes to go for the final podium finish. The final podium place. GRT down the inside of the boss. Is he going to make it stick? Yes! He has got the job done there. Look at that. What a move as we come round to complete lap number 11 here through Clearways, the Clark Curve onto the Brabham Straight. Across to complete the lap, and it is GRT now, 4th, the boss not too far behind him, and Aussie Thunder. While these 3 are squabbling, Aussie Thunder says, don't forget about me down here in 6th place. So any one of 4 drivers, Voodoo, Nigerian Prince could be on the podium and not going to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't quite casted any hexes on anybody just yet. But it has been really great to see such improvement from everybody in this field that I've had the privilege of driving with over the last couple of seasons. Also good to see some new car selections for people.
Great to see. There's a Beamer in there as well. Oh, Wilco. Oh, Jesus, look at this Cart Dude. Down the inside. One suspects that there's a bit of match fixing going on here. I don't want to say it, but these two have been close right throughout this race. And now Cart Dude with a nose in front now of Jason Wilkinson. But for how long is Righty? His day is done, I believe. He's in the pits. And Jimbo was wanting to know whoever takes Righty out. I think $100 was on offer for whoever takes Righty out. But I think he might have taken himself out there. He's in the pits, so 10 drivers still running, which means everybody, if we are still running on the old point system that we always have been, should get a point. And there we speak of the devil. Righty has gone into that Shadow Realm. So you are casting some sort of spell there, the Nigerian Prince alongside us here tonight. And look at those graphics. Graphics, people. Graphics there. Season 3 British GT Championship. Big thanks to our man Vias for Voodoo. And that is not the racing line you want to be taking through that part of the circuit, because Wilco has gone off the track now. But we might get back to this battle for the final podium place And Isuzu Brian under all sorts of pressure. There can't be more than a lap, maybe this lap and the next lap to go. And look at this Isuzu with GRT right up his ginger. Neither driver giving an inch here at the moment. It is third, fourth and fifth all together. So it is going to be a matter of who can hold their nerve, Voodoo, as we approach the final lap of this race. And hopefully see who will not bottle it here. But Isuzu under all sorts of pressure. GRT, is he going to have a go here? I think he is, Nigerian Prince. Look at this. Look at the pace, pace, pace. GRT off the circuit. And it's a bit of a mixed bag there. It's a lottery. Who is going to take third place? Let us know in the comments. Voodoo, I can't even watch. How good is this?
This is crazy. They're making moves in some of the scariest parts around Brands Hatch, especially GT3s. You get quite unsettled on some of these curbs as you come around to the home straight here.
Let's have a look. 7 people, the Magnificent 7, watching the stream. Good timing. Unbelievable timing, in fact, because you've joined us for this battle. First, second, all wrapped up, you'd have to say. But Isuzu, Brian, do they almost touch? And GRT is looking for that third place. He says, you know what, I want third place here tonight in race 1. Don't go anywhere. Make yourselves a cup of tea, because we've got another qualifying session for this Tier 2 sprint round. Round 1, new season. Great to have you with us. And it is another 20-minute race following that. But GRT and Isuzu are very close. They're making some moves in places you wouldn't expect to make moves. Here on this circuit, there's not much space once you get onto the grass. It is all over, folks. But Kilroy comes across the line. New season. It's a new start. But it's the same old Kilroy who takes victory here tonight in the first sprint race here for Tier 2, Round 1, new season. There comes Branchy. Beautiful stuff. Well managed. Branch manager. That is a bad joke. But GRT with the nose in front. It's like the final 200 metres at the Melbourne Cup, Voodoo. It's GRT by 2 lengths ahead of Isuzu Brian. Isuzu Brian comes across the line in 4th, ahead of Aussie Thunder in 5th, and then it's Mac Miller in 6th, and Static Hazard, who's been falling down the order, finishes in 7th. Cart Dude and Wilco. I'm seeing Cart Dude, not seeing Wilco, Voodoo, but anyway, Cart Dude, we'll see him cross the line eventually here. And you can see the, 8 or 9 seconds, I think, the gap between the GT3s and the GT4s. Hence why these two guys, we've lost another couple, John and Righty. Thank you. I've got a terrible memory here tonight, but thank you for that. Righty has fallen off the perch, and so has John, who had that drive-through penalty in the early stages of this race. But Cart Dude, for Tasmania, for everybody at the Launceston Karting Club, there you have it. And the boss, what's happened there? Down in 10th in the final classification.
The boss was in the battle for the final podium position there, and I watched him fall through the tracks. So he must have had some connection issues. But thankfully he's back, and hopefully we'll be able to have a redemption for race 2.
So he will be out for redemption. He was looking good there, the boss, part of that little battle for the final podium finish, as we'll go back to the garage. There we go. And there we have it. So just recapping, race 1, the first sprint round here tonight for the new KRL season. Kilroy winning ahead of Branchy in 2nd. Beautiful drive from him. And the number 63 Bentley GRT is dynamite in 3rd place. Isuzu Brian 86 just rolls off the tongue. Love that name for some strange reason. Aussie Thunder in 5th, and then it was Mac Miller 5 seconds further back, and Static Hazard, who did not have a good race. Blistering.
On Static.
Oh, here we go. Team Radio.
His wheel was coming off his table, so he was trying to drive with pretty much one-handed holding the wheel on. So he did a good effort. But yeah, so he'll be back there for race 1, or race 2, sorry, in quali 2.
Never a good thing. You've always got to have it fairly well secured, don't you, Voodoo? The rig, the sim racing setup, because with force feedback and all other sorts of stuff, once you get the shakes up, bit like me when I haven't had a drink for a few days. It just isn't good. But all jokes aside, though, there we have it. The boss in 10th in the final running. Static having his issues as well, as you heard from Wilco. Cart Dude in 8th. 2 heads fitting into that Aston Martin quite nicely. Quali 2-time, that's right. Don't go anywhere. I told you to go and make a cup of tea, but I don't know whether we've got time for a cup of tea, Wilco, because we are just about to get it underway once again. And then it's John, Righty, and Binger, who all disappeared off the face of the earth. 4 laps, 5 laps, and 13 laps down, respectively. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly for race number 2 and qualifying number 2 here for the brand new British GT Championship. It's KRL, it's season 3. We'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Might help if I unmute my microphone. And last 18 months of Zoom meetings hasn't taught me anything, has it? But here we go. So we are ready for qualifying 2, and Jason Wilkinson. We are hearing that we've lost. Who have we lost again? Not the boss. He's there.
Righty and John.
Righty and John. Yep.
Righty and I, Cartoon and I decided we'll get out the way and let the GT3 boys not have any traffic. And yeah, so I'll be in the commentary box for this last race.
Did you hear that? In the commentary box. How many world championships between Voodoo and Wilco? There's a few. 4 world champions. 4 world championships. Unbelievable stuff. And that's right. And they are here with you alongside me in the commentary box, bringing this magnificent Assetto Corsa Competizione new season here with us. As my screen's gone black. No, I've got it back now. I didn't think I'd get that back. But here we go then, out on the circuit. Liked this man's work. Branchy and Team Radio?
Yeah, Branchy's going to be the first car to start a lap.
Awesome stuff. As these two did very well, didn't they? Branchy and Isuzu Brian. Branchy and Isuzu Brian, I don't have the teams with me at the moment, but they
are
got
the
some
team, yep.
Good points between those two in race 1. Beautiful livery on there too. Very, looks like the Union Jack, British themed livery. And most of this championship taking place in the UK. That track temperature as well, fellas, I've forgot to mention. Down 10 degrees. It was 34, then it got up to 35 degrees. Now down to 25. How is that going to affect the cars here in Q2 and race number 2, Wilco?
It is going to be like a grip overload. Or, okay, I say that as Branchy has big steps, but yeah, it's going to be so much more grippy. Later in the day, optimum track, already done a race and quali session on it. So what was the pole time? I'll check. The pole time in quali 1 was a 1:24.6. So I reckon we're going to be into the low 24s here, I reckon.
Low 24s. Wilco's called it nice and early. Voodoo, what do you reckon? Can we get low 24s? Can we go even quicker than that?
I think in the open practice that we had prior to the starting qualifying, so I think there was somebody that did a 23.6. I think that might have been Static. I could be wrong,
it might have been
though.
Stat, yeah.
But I reckon we could end up easily getting into the 23s here.
And only 9 or 8 drivers out there on track at the moment. As Branchy into the 125, 125.5. Here comes Static Hazard. Kit Byers, lift your game. Here he comes. And he's gone. Just, look at that, 0.045. Not too bad if you pull up for a random breath test, but GRT, look how close it is.
Yeah, getting the tyres in the optimum temperature here is going to be a bit tricky. The boys might not have adjusted their pressures from the first race, so it might give them an extra lap, and then we should see the money shot here, Trev, as Kilroy crosses the line right now, and he goes up to 5th. So yeah, everyone's getting their pressures in the right window, and yeah, we should see some purple lap times this time.
And so we're going to see quicker laps once everything's up to temperature.
Boss, first car.
And there we have it, the boss. Here he goes in the Lamborghini. And you got to get out there. You got to get amongst it very quickly indeed. Only 7-minute qualifying sessions, of course, as part of these sprint rounds. The first round of a new season here. And the boss, who's looked pretty tidy on that on this lap so far. Just a question of keeping it all together. Only a couple of corners to go. The boss is looking absolutely on it. Will this be good enough for the front row? Will it be good enough for the second row of the grid? That's the question. And he's mining the bollard there on the inside of the final corner onto the Brabham straight. Here we go then, just a tick over 2 minutes remaining. Where is this going to put the boss?
Flick to stat now.
Flick to stat. And, he's just missed. I wasn't quick enough, Wilco. We saw the boss go on pole. Well, we got the pole lap in, so that's something. And then Static has gone second, so it's very close. And then it's GRT. Oi! Says, you know what? I'm going to put in a 125 flat, 0.014. And what are these boys? Are they just having a cool down lap now, Wilco?
No, they'll keep going.
Keep going?
It's just going to get faster and faster. The tyres just getting in that optimum window. It's just a short lap around here. And the tyres get a fair bit of rest on the straight. So, yeah, it takes us probably a lap or two to really get them up to temperature. So I expect this lap should be quicker for everyone, and then they should all get one more lap, so it should be just getting faster and faster through the last minute and a half of this session.
There we go, 80 seconds to go in this qualifying session. Stick around, race number 2 coming your way very shortly, as Isuzu O'Brien, 1.8 seconds off the pace, well off his teammate, and he's had a good result, 1.3 seconds off of his teammate, there or thereabouts. And he had a good race one. Hopefully he'll be looking to improve that time, no doubt, with less than a minute now remaining in this session to get right back up amongst it for the start of race number 2. As we'll get back to him in a minute. There is Wilco. Mac Miller yet to set a time. So it's got to be this lap, doesn't it? Otherwise he's not going to have another crack at it, Wilco.
Yeah, so Boston Static has just started their last lap. GRT across the line, goes faster, 24.6. And we've got Aussie Thunder crossing the line now. So all these boys, he just jumped up to 4th. All these boys here starting their last up now. So just got Kilroy to come across the line. Brian goes up to P1, 3 1,000ths of a second clear on pole. So once Kilroy crossed the line here, up who's now in first now. So it's just musical chairs here. So the first car to cross the line is going to be Mac, who hasn't set a lap yet. He keeps getting invalid laps. So it's going to be Mac. Static Hazard's got a corner cut, so he's done. So it'll be Mac and then the boss. So we'll jump on board with Mac and see what he can do. See if he can put a time on the board.
Holy Mac and cheese balls. What have I done here? I think I've gone back into something. We'll return to the garage. Yes, we will. Trev, get it together. And Static Hazard. We'll get back to Mac and cheese balls a little bit later on. I think he's coming up to finish his one and only lap. He's kept being a naughty boy, hasn't he? And going off the track and ignoring those track limits. But here we go. Across the line, what can Mac and Cheese do? Up to 8.
Jump on board with Boss now. Boss, here he comes.
And here comes the boss. Across the line, stay. No, he's up to 4th.
Aussie Thunder next.
Aussie Thunder.
Go. Aussie Thunder, then Kilroy.
2 to go. The times are tumbling. A 1:24.603 is the time that Aussie Thunder needs to beat as he comes across the line. Can he find 7/10?
No. Up to Kilroy, who's got pole.
Kilroy.
I think, where is he?
Already on pole position. Here he comes. He's already got pole. No one can beat him. Can he go quicker? Yes, he can. Holy, look at that. A 1:24.
Boys, good quality.
0.525. Look how close it is. And then Isuzu Brian, 0.171, GRT 0.173, 3 milliseconds between the two of them. And then it's the boss, Static, and Aussie Thunder setting identical times. Look at that. Look how close it is! Fantastic!
But they
And
just realised then.
and yeah, I just saw it just all updated then at the last minute. What a crazy finish to the end of this qualifying session, Wilco, and the track evolution and the car getting up to temperature, the tyre pressures. Absolutely crazy stuff in the final 90 seconds or so of that session.
Yeah, it was. So that means it's only a tenth faster than Q1. So maybe just the 7-minute quali is what shakes it up. If they had an extra couple of minutes, might have got an extra couple of laps in. But anyway, here we are for race 2. We've got a 2-minute countdown. So viewers, we've got any questions? Any I don't know, anything. We got spots free for tomorrow night. Obviously got spots free for Tier 2 in the GT4s. Anyone watching and wants to jump in next week, send a message in here or join our Discord. Other than that, yeah, maybe we might jump on board. We'll have to request an onboard lap through the Fernando Alonso camera, Trev, the helmet cam during the race. Maybe on board with Stat to get that McLaren going, even though he's driving Alpine, but close enough. Yeah, it should be an interesting race. Kilroy was going to hope to just get into the lead again and just drive off. Brian's going to hope to get his first podium for KRL, and yeah, should be interesting.
I literally just put you out, and now you want to go outside. Oh, there we go. There we have it. So look at this. It is going to be... Sorry about that.
Yeah.
My dog picks the worst possible time to want to go outside. But anyway, it is all to play for here in race 2. We were just looking at that calendar there. Brands Hatch this week off to Silverstone, Donington Park, then a week's break. Spa, Snetterton, Alton Park, and back to Donington for the final round of the season. Less than a minute remaining in this session. We might go on board. Such a shame that Fernando Alonso helmet cam wasn't available for the race. Well, for two laps.
In the race.
2 laps in the race.
Would have seen the inside of the garage. That's
Maybe we could have got some garage footage more than anything. 20 seconds. Thank you for that, Universal Boss, Chris Gale. Just letting us know the state of play at the moment. No rain here though, in the sunny UK. So once again, Wilco, we've got the formation lap coming before 20 minutes of action for the opening round of this British GT Championship. Brought to you by KRL. Off they go, Kilroy. Not quite yet. There he goes now, off on the formation lap. And who are you tipping, boys? Let's get your tips in. Don't forget to leave them in the comments section. I'd create a poll, which I can do on this chat, of course, here on YouTube, which is great. If I could reach my keyboard, Wilco, which I can't. But nevertheless, let us know who you think's going to win. Wilco, tip for yours. Kilroy, is he going to do it again?
I'm going to go and say there's going to be a crash on lap 1. And I reckon we're going to see Branchy's out of position. So I reckon we're going to see maybe... I want to call Aussie Thunder for a podium. Stat for a podium. And I reckon GRT will get the win.
I reckon Mac is a good chance. Mac and Cheese, Mac Miller. Maybe...
Well, he did miss the start then, so he's catching up to the boys. So I guess he's going to have warm tyres. But
maybe.
Yes.
Maybe it might not be that much of a crash. Wilco that sees Mac come through.
Oh, he's been teleported to the pit, so I don't think he's going to be winning it.
Anyway, he's, well, it's just getting worse, isn't it, for Mac and Cheese Balls? But anyway, there we have it. Voodoo, can we get your tip down there from pit lane? Who's your tip for tonight?
I reckon as long as Stat can keep it clean and have a couple of good efficient laps, I reckon he'd be up for a good podium position there, especially, he was looking for the podium in race 1 and had those wheel mistakes with it dislodging from his table. So I reckon he's a good contender to at least try and take it out. But Kilroy does have some good pace, so it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up getting the win. But, GRT, the boss, and Isuzu as well, they've both... they've all got amazing pace here tonight, so it's up for anyone. It's
anyone's race, all to play for. Not 1 championship, not 2 championships, not 3, but 4 championships worth of experience alongside us here in the commentary box, Voodoo and Wilco, and yours truly, Kid Byers, bringing the first race of the new season. It's always an exciting time that's for sure, in the season opener. Now the drivers, Kilroy, slowing things up. Is he slowing things up a little bit too much there? No, you've got to stay in your lane, don't
That's
you?
what the game says. Yeah, the game tells you to bunch up, hit 70k, so they'll be close enough to that. And yeah, we should get the race start initialized message in a minute. And yeah, we'll see how we go.
There we go. 7 drivers. Mac Miller not taking the start. 7 drivers all staring down into turn 1 here at Brands Hatch. It's almost time to get race number 2 underway. Come on, come on. Yes, it is. Go, go, go. And the Universal Boss gets us underway as Kilroy streaking away. Look at him. And Isuzu Brian tries to hang it around the outside, but he can't get the move done. GRT, the man who stole that podium finish in the first race. Daylight Robbery looks to go a little bit too deep. Isuzu Brian hanging it around the outside, round the outside. And going in on this opening lap. All to play for. Kilroy leads. Not quite streaking away. Isuzu Brian. GRT in third. Static. And something's happening on the leaderboard, which I don't know what's going on. But GRT stays in third. Static has it in fourth. And the Nigerian Prince picked him for a good finish tonight. And it's looking very nice indeed. Now he's got it clamped to the table. The wheel, that is, and he's looking very nice. The Boss in 5th, Branchy in 6th. Don't forget about him. He had a good race one, of course. Got some handy points for his team. And then Aussie Thunder down at the back of the field, but only a few seconds separating the field now as they're streaming through to complete the first lap, about halfway so far. And it's a 20-minute race here. And look at this, Mac Miller is somewhere, he's on the track, he is circulating. He teleported into the pits on the formation lap, not too sure what happened there, but look at this, boys. Kilroy and Isuzu Brian, nothing in it. At the end of lap 1, Kilroy! No!
Oh, no!
Off, off, off! And that is not a great place to go off, Wilco, because it's going to be, the whole field's going to go through before he can get it back on the track from there.
Oh, I don't know what happened. I caught the end of that, but geez, that was... Kilroy's just come on the radio and said, whoops. So I think he's not too fussed about it, but it was a good save, though.
A good save indeed.
From the stream view there, it looked like he just grabbed the grass with his rear wheel, and it was only momentarily and only slightly, but it was just enough to lose traction as he's turning into probably one of the sketchiest turns around Brands Hatch.
And that turn 1, it's a funny one here, isn't it? It sort of dips away from you a bit. If you take too much speed into there, it's all over. But now the path has cleared for Isuzu Brian to take... And what's going on, Wilco? What's happening?
A little bit wide. Boss and Static went through, what's the right-hander before those ones, before those right-handers. Anyway, they went side by side through there and bumped doors, and both one went one way, one went the other. But worked out alright. They didn't crash, so it was alright.
Like the kid, head went this way and the rest went that way. But the Boss, they've all managed to keep it together. End of lap 1, into lap 2 now. It is Isuzu Brian. Kilroy with it all to do down there. Isuzu! And almost following Kilroy there. It was heart-in-mouth stuff because Isuzu almost went off the track. And, well, the track temperature's dropped a little bit. Is the grip an issue at the moment? But like we saw in qualifying, Wilco, it can take a little bit of time to get everything up to temperature.
Yeah, it should be pretty grippy. Maybe they've just... oh, no, Aussie Thunder's around. No, GRT, sorry. GRT's around. Not sure what happened then. I missed that.
And
I'll go back to the replay and have a look, but...
We'll have a look on the replay. We might look at some onboard stuff soon, like we said at the top of our show for race 2. And just as we were talking about how grippy the circuit was, GRT, it just went off backwards. Not sure what happened there. We'll get Wilco to check that out on the replay, which is, it looked like a rather strange incident there for GRT. Wilco, he wasn't going that quickly, but he just came into that corner facing the wrong way. So he's down.
I'll jump on the replay and have a look and see what happened. He said, sorry, boys, so I feel like it might have been his mistake. So we'll have a look.
So there we have it. Isuzu Brian still leading this race. Dazzler has chimed in and says, in what season will you be at Bathurst? Well, not in this season, the British GT Championship, but, well, we might have something later on down the track, Wilco. I'm not too sure. You'll have to...
Yeah, maybe.
Yep. Maybe a one-off race or something. Who knows? Stick around, Dazzler. Keep an eye on our socials. We will let you know as soon as we know. We will let you know.
The boss tagged GRT.
So it was the boss tagging GRT. So now, look at that, only 7 drivers started this race, and we've got Kilroy and GRT already further down the back, so they've got it all to do with 15 minutes remaining in this race, but it is so close. And Isuzu not going off into the sunset by any means. Static right up there as well. Voodoo's tip looking fairly good so far.
Yeah, he's going all right. I'll let Voodoo comment on his tip at the moment, but he's going all right. Old Static there.
Yeah, Static's had some pretty solid pace, especially when I was helping him out with the Ferrari for Season 2. He just kind of came out of nowhere. There was points where even I was sitting there kind of contemplating whether I gave him setups or not. But yeah, it's definitely very close.
So there we have it. Lap 3 of this race. 14 minutes to go. Static in second now. That gap roughly a second from first and second. The boss right up behind Static here. That gap not too much. You can see it's nothing. Branchy in fourth after a good opening race for his new season. Aussie Thunder in fifth. Kilroy, who was right at the back of the field after that incident we saw at turn 1, is coming back very quickly here. He's approaching the back of Aussie Thunder. GRT, these boys have pace. And it's no surprise. I guess the only question is, Wilco, will they have enough time to make it through the field? I guess if they get to the back of Aussie Thunder, they're going to have to pass him pretty quickly. But then they get to Branchy, and these boys have also got some pace, and that's going to be a more difficult... they're going to have a more difficult time of it, aren't they, trying to get past them?
Yeah, unless these boys at the front make mistakes, which is easy to do around this track. You just take a curb the wrong way, you're going to get pushed off the track. And yeah, as you said, old school track, if you just grab a wheel on the grass, you pretty much end up in the fence, which just drags you right out to the runoff of there. But the boss all over Stat at the moment. This is good to watch. Maybe we might have to get the old helmet cam of boss at the moment, Trev.
And that is a brilliant idea and something which we are going to look at. And there we go. Where's the helmet camera? I think we've got it. No, that's the... hang on a second.
Yeah, you had it back there. Keep going back. It's one way you can see the helmet, Trev.
There we go. Yep, I went past it, Wilco. I've got it back now. And look at this view. Forget about Fernando Alonso in Spa, because this is just as good. Static, you can see the amount of work so close. And if anything, it looks like the boss has the pace here, but he just can't manage to find a way past Static at the moment, and not a lot of passing opportunities here, Wilco. Probably main straight into turn 1 perhaps, but then again...
Oh, he's going for it.
He's down the inside. Beautiful view.
Oh, Static got the drive on the exit.
And Static, I thought he was gone, but he's back. And look at that. Static must have just held it around the outside there, but you can see he is all over him, look. The boss with so much pace.
On the straight. Very quick.
And now
Branchy's right off his push, so maybe you'll have to keep an eye on Branchy.
Well, we can
he's
see
gonna be ready to pounce.
We can see Branchy in the mirror in the top right-hand corner of the screen. So we've got eyes across this battle at the moment. Boss in a Static Branchy sandwich. That sounds a bit interesting, doesn't it? But there we have it. So 11 minutes.
Boys, you're doing good.
And 30 seconds remaining. Then not quite race. Half the race gone. A little bit over half still to go. As you can see there, this is where the Lamborghini comes into its own. It is very slippery on the main straight, but then Static sort of holds position, doesn't he, Wilco, in the middle part of that lap when things get a bit more tight and twisty. I saw some dust. Was that our race leader going off the track in front of me? I'm not...
Just kicked up a little bit of dust. It's nothing too much to worry about. It's very easy to do. Just dip a wheel off the exit in turn 1 there. But, boss has a bit of a moment there. But these boys are driving hard.
They're driving hard, they're driving on the limit, and the frame rate is pretty solid at the moment. I had a few drops there, Wilco. It looked like I was watching a PowerPoint presentation back in about year 8. But anyway, we've got the frame rate.
Got to run here.
And look at this. We're still on board with the boss. And he doesn't know where to look. You've got to keep your eyes focused. Head down,
Change
head
camera,
down.
you might get the rear view camera trip.
And let's have a look at this
on board
rear view camera. Very nice indeed. Look at Branchy all over him. Where can he make a move here? Branchy right up behind the boss. The boss in P3. Branchy wanting that podium finish more than anything else. And it looks like he's a sure thing for that if he keeps up this pace. But once again, the Lamborghini is very quick in that straight line. Less than 10 minutes remaining then. Half the race gone, half still to go. You know the drill. And this is going to be a fantastic finish. It was close, the battle for third in race 1, and nothing's changed here in race 2. Great to have you with us. Brand new season of KRL action. Don't forget Tier 1 tomorrow night. Thursday night when the big boys come out to play. That will be live and exclusive on the KRL channel from 8 PM Eastern time as we come into spring. And
helicopter cam, Trev, I reckon.
What's that?
Helicopter cam, I reckon, might be the go, and maybe jump on board with Stack because he's closed in on Brian at the moment. He's pulled a gap now.
And let's we might just go back. Who were we jumping on board with there, Wilco?
Static has it.
Static. That's getting very interesting, isn't it? And you can see there, Static. There we go. We might just click drive and go through the cameras. We're back on their main broadcast camera there, Static. Not too far behind our race leader, so it's going to keep things very interesting as we flick through here. Beautiful, this latest update just working beautifully with these updated visuals and camera angles as we take a look at things from Helicam. Beautiful here, this view of it, and Static getting a good look at that number 720 McLaren. Onto the straight now, 8 laps into lap 8 now. He's slightly up on his delta time by a fraction there. You can see top left-hand corner of your screen, his last lap a 125.2 and his best lap a 125.1. So the pace, very consistent pace from Static, Wilco. He's looking good.
Yeah, he must have just got his tyres in the groove. Oh, as Brian ran wide. Oh, here we go.
This
the lead.
could be the move. This could be the move for the lead. Static. He tried to go around the outside and hold it around the outside, but he just managed to, he just drifted too far,
the marbles. He got the marbles and he had to fight it to try and save it. She did well, but yeah, a little mistake there by Brian, so now it's closing all these top 4 up again.
The pressure is on. The pressure is on that man, Isuzu. Brian, 86 in that Bentley up there at P1. He's off the track.
Whoa, I had massive lag just then.
And wow, that was very strange. I started to see Isuzu go off, and then Static went into the shadow realm. Voodoo, what are you up to there? Casting some Nigerian spells, throwing some Nigerian prince spells around there, because Static, I think he's in the lead, Wilco. I think he's certainly in the lead on my screen.
Yeah, he is. There's just a little bit of a lag spike there. His ping is around 70 at the moment, so hopefully it can hold on as he goes up again. I'm not sure if it's the lobby maybe being a bit laggy, or no, it might be just stats, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, so Kilroy's got past Aussie Thunder, and so has GRT. The Kilroy's right on the back, so it's almost a 5-way fight here for the last 6 minutes of this race. 5-way
fight, as it looked very strange, certainly from my perspective, and that battle for the lead, it looked like Static sort of did the Michael Jackson moonwalk straight past him. He sort of slid past him. It was very strange indeed. I don't think we need to call Ghostbusters, but there we go. 6.5 minutes remaining. Static leads. There is our race leader, and hopefully we've got enough fuel in the helicopter to last for the last 6 minutes of this race, because it is looking good. We might just see what is going on from inside the car.
Oh, he just disappeared.
Yep,
back.
We've got him back. Voodoo's not saying anything. He must be in the in his book. He's got the recipes going.
Yeah, I'm currently on the phone to Sportsbet trying to cash out my winnings. for Stat being in pole position. But no, it's looking like it's going to be a really good fight coming up into these final minutes.
You want to be careful, Brian. Ah, yes, it's all about family. As there we have it, Brian has gone. Not quite Brian from Fast and the Furious, but he is gone. Is he? Where is Brian?
He's back. Kilroy.
He's back.
Kilroy, absolutely.
Oh, I've lost it again. Are you a cop, Brian? Oh, yes. How good is that? But Static leads. How do I get out of this helicopter? We're going to jump off the helicopter.
It's bad luck. It's bad voodoo.
And it's bad voodoo. Nigerian Prince. Olaksan Anaksunamun. That's all I heard him saying in the background there. He was too busy putting spells on people. I put a spell on you. Cause you're mine. Oh, you better stop the spells that you're doing.
Oh, Jesus.
You better watch out. I ain't lying. Tay-Tay's asleep, and I'm going to get in trouble if I wake her up. But the boss in second. We're going to get out of this helicopter cam and go back to the broadcast cam. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? We'll go back to the garage and stop singing. Static in the lead, we think. Yep, there he is on your screen. With 4 and a bit minutes remaining. He is in the lead, 1.6 further back, the boss. Then it's Branchy, Kilroy, and GRT, 7 seconds further back. And then it's Brian in P6 at the moment. Isuzu Brian getting all out of shape. Is there damage on that car? There looks to be a few scuffs on the front of the car, but nothing. Will that affect him too much, Wilco?
It's probably more Kilroy who absolutely destroyed him. It's going to have a bit more trouble as his front end would be pretty messed up. So yeah, he's going to hopefully just sit there for fourth. But Branchy again is all over the back of the boss, so could be interesting to see again who's going to get second place here.
There's been a bit of a curse. Speaking of Nigerian Prince for podium finishes in previous KRL races, I forget which season it was. I think it might have been last season where nobody wanted... we did go through a stage where nobody wanted third place, did they?
Boss is off.
And Boss, not like a boss, is off the track, and that's going to give Branchy an opportunity to attack with just over 3 minutes remaining in this race. So roughly, what, 1 or 2 laps, or including the one they're on to go?
Yeah. Definitely one. Maybe there should be 2 laps.
2 laps by the time they come round. It was Kilroy, a race winner from race 1 of this evening. He's down in 4th, and I reckon some of these boys, it's really all about that battle for P2, isn't it? The one we are looking at on your screen at the moment. As across into lap 12 of this race, it is Static Hazard. Voodoo was onto something there with Static Hazard winning this race, doing very nicely from, what was it? Was it 7th on the grid? I think 7th,
something like that, yeah.
Something, yeah. He was further down the field, so he's managed to come back very nicely indeed and keep himself out of trouble. But it's not over yet, and we've seen drivers just dipping a wheel into the grass and going very wide indeed. The boss in second, Branchy in third, Kilroy in fourth. Not much happening down there though. This is where it's at, because Boss and Branchy, that battle for P2, the pressure is on. Who can hold their nerve? And Static, he's not home and hosed, is he yet? Is that gap closing? It looks like it's closing a little bit. It was 1.8 seconds. Now it's down to 1.2 with this lap and probably just the next one to go. So has Static got an issue there? Our race leader, is he going to get this over the line?
He should be right. I've heard nothing on the chat, so maybe you just made a little mistake. But yeah, it's going to be the start and the last lap now. So yeah, 1 lap to go.
1 lap to go to round off, close out round 1 of this British GT Championship for season number 3 of KRL. Leader is on the final lap. Thank you very much for that, Chris Gale. Beautifully played. Don't blush, baby. Static Hazard in first. There we have it, lap 13. But that gap is less than a second. Jason Wilkinson, what is Voodoo's been quiet in the last 5 minutes or so? I'm not sure what he's... Anaksunamun. Umpa chaka Anaksunamun. And there we have it. The Nigerian Prince. He's just got the potions and spells happening as somebody's joined us just at the right time on the live stream. Better late than never, because this is not over, Wilco.
No, it's not. So we'll see. There's not much room to pass, though. That's the only problem here for Boss. So unless Static makes a mistake, could be curtains here.
Well, I can tell you who's joined. It is Big Alan Shep, who says, don't forget your parachute when jumping out of the helicopter. Good stuff. A very big hello from Shep. Trev and Nibbles, hello to you, Shepo. Let us know what you think of the new coaching appointment. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Craig McRae down there at Magpie Land. Flag pies for 2022. Not if Hawthorn's got anything to do with it. I think we might be a while before that happens. But anyway, Static has it through the final corner. Is he going to manage to maintain the lead and win the race? It's going to be close. It's half a second, but he manages to cross the line ahead of the Boss. And Branchy and Kilroy in fourth. Who could forget that guy in the sound effects mic a few years back? But Kilroy in fourth. GRT in fifth. He's Dynamite there in fifth. Sixth for Thunder. Oh, Thunder. And there we have it in sixth. Isuzu Brian. You were caught, Brian. He didn't go very well at all, did he? In the end of it there. Seventh, and Mac Miller went to some place which he never quite came back from to finish his race. Static Hazard, he's out on the circuit now. Probably do a victory lap, a warm down lap. As 9 people they've tuned in a little bit late this week, Wilco. Maybe just in time for tomorrow night, we might say. But that is it. That's our lot for this round 1, the opening round of Tier 2. We've had 2 races, 2 fantastic races to open our new KRL season, as I think we might be getting the drivers in for a chat. So Static, Boss, Branchy, Kilroy, and the other 2 who were on the podium. Was it GRT? I think snuck a podium there, and somebody else. But we'll get them in to have a chat with us in not too long. I'm sure Voodoo's right across that. He's all across the Discord stuff, Wilco. But wow. Well, you were out there for race 1, Wilco, and you had a bit of a battle with Cartu, but race 2 joining us in the commentary box. But once again, close racing, and the speed and the quality of this racing showing no signs of letting up. It's hallmarks of a good season once again.
I think Wilco is calling people in.
And we'll get back to that in a moment.
I'm just doing the podium too. I'm just going to relay the messages to you as we're on Discord.
That's all right.
Kilroy's just telling me now, so I'll just keep going for now. Unless you want to add him into this chat, Cam, I'm not sure.
Can they not join?
Just get our
Okay, they should be able to join.
finishers in to have a quick chat with us here tonight. Of course, don't forget tomorrow night, Tier 1 here at Brands yet again, Thursday night, tomorrow night for Tier 1, round 1 of Tier 1, so stay tuned for that. Next week we're off to Silverstone. A little bit more room, a little bit more space, to a few more passing opportunities than Brands Hatch, but this track just offers up so much close racing. Every single time we come here, it provides plenty of entertainment and action for all of us to see. Don't forget, get your comments in for Driver of the Day. As Big Shep saying, get Nibbles to send you the video of Jason scaring the shit out of me. I think he already may have done that.
Yeah, I already have. We'll have to put up on the stream tomorrow night.
And I just love it. It never gets old, does it? I just want to know how you get the camera set up and the timing so perfect as Big Shep comes past. Also, scaring him coming out of the toilets. Great to see as well. But no, seriously, thanks for joining us, Shep. And I hope you're doing well down there in Scoresby. Hopefully restrictions get lifted soon. I think we've got another month of it, though, here in Victoria.
Green light. Give it all you can.
And green light, Universal Boss just telling us to give it all we can. That sounds a little bit sensual, doesn't it? But there we have it. Kilroy in the pit lane, our winner from race 1. As we're just waiting for the boys to join us on our Discord chat. Still Wilco and Voodoo alongside me. As we just wait.
Yep. So they'll just... We might just do our own thing. Kilroy was telling me, he said, yeah, he goes, oh, it was good to get a win. He's driven the BMW lately, so it was funny to get back in the Bentley, but he said he was happy to get the win. And then he said he just made a mistake in race 2, and Stats said he would try and jump on the chap, but if not, he was happy to get a good result after race 1 when his wheel fell off the table pretty much. And yeah, just a few of the boys just chatting now. But yeah, other than that, I think we're good to wrap it up, and yeah, see you tomorrow.
Good stuff. That's it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Dazzler, Albert, buenos noches to you. Cola Commander, Kai, your good self, Wilco, as always. Big Shep down there from Scoresby in Victoria, the great man, doing very nicely indeed. Voodoo, thank you for your help. Thank you for everything you do, the graphics, the Discord stuff. Wilco, thank you once again. We'll be back tomorrow night again, won't we, from 8 p.m. Eastern for Tier 1. That should be exciting.
Yep.
So we are looking forward to that. Don't forget to join us then. But from all of us here at KRL, a big thank you for joining us on this opening night for Tier 2 of this British GT Championship. Season 3 brought to you by KRL. Stay safe, social distance, all that sort of stuff. Be kind to one another. And we'll see you again tomorrow night for Tier 1. But it's bye for now.